Welcome back. Today we're doing the end of the year book tag. Okay, so for the end of the year book tag, we don't have questions from people. We just found this list on Twitter. I'll put a picture of it. They call it the mid-year book tag, but we're just gonna use it for the end of the year. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
So talk some opinions.
First question is, best book you've read so far in 2023? Our favorite book this year was Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hype going around about this earlier in the year.
And it was deserved.
And I went into it completely blind. I had no idea what the hype was about. She just told me it was so popular. I read it and I fell in love with it. And then she read it and she fell in love with it. And like I've said 1,000 times, I feel like not the best written thing, not the most amazing text you're ever going to read in your life, but this was so much fun. It was the best book of the year for me, personally.
Agreed. So,
okay.
That one was the same for us.
Yeah. Next one. Okay, best sequel you've read so far this year.
Depending on how you read the Throne of Glass series, this is the second book, in it, I would say. But I did read Assassin's Blade first, so take that as you will. But from Throne of Glass on, I would say Crown of Midnight, because it's a sequel. And it's just I remember having this book and it was just crazy, what Selena, she really started picking up. She started acting crazy. I remember you're gonna get killed, not my job, literally her. I was like, there's no way you're gonna survive. That she does. And then at the end, the ending of this, I was like, I remember just was like, oh my god, it's so good. This one was just really, perfect size. I feel like 400 pages for a book, for a YA, right? 400? Around 400 pages. It was just a fun time. I remember just loving the ending. And I was like, I can't wait to start the next one. And the next one was a disappointment. But that's a whole other thing. But I really do like Crown of Midnight. I rated it 5 stars and everything. So, anyway.
Okay, my favorite sequel is Two Twisted Crowns or the Heartless book that's in the Flawless series, the Chestnut Springs. We'll put it here. Those are my favorite books. This one was the perfect ending to a series. And Heartless, what was I going to say? Heartless.
You really like the couple in it.
Oh my gosh, I love the couple in Heartless. That was so good. And I thought Flawless was kind of mediocre. So for the
first book, right?
That was the first book. Yeah. And she got significantly better with all the rest of her books. So I loved that.
She's a slay.
She's a slay. But Two Twisted Crowns, oh, so good. So, perfect way to end a series.
Right.
Next question is, new release you haven't read yet but want to.
Okay, so it's the Leah Howard and the Ghost of Simmons Pierce Manor. This one. I don't know if any of you guys have gone on TikTok and saw the author of this. And he was at this table and this guy came up to him and was like, oh, you're selling your book? What's it about? And the older man, he just seemed so sweet. And I was like,
soft spot for people.
Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, just a book I wrote. I'll put it I want to put the TikTok. It was so cute.
Yeah.
He was so sweet. So I was like, oh, I'm going to buy it. And everybody started buying it on Amazon because I felt so, but they blew his book up. And I was like,
how many pages is this? It looks pretty thin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so short.
I know.
This might be the shortest book you own.
Hardstopper small too.
This is only 250 pages.
But I just wanted to read it. I haven't read it yet, but it'll be a cute book. I just know it because the guy seemed so sweet and it just seemed like a cute, reading the back. I remember when I got it, I was like, ah. So I'm gonna read it. I hope soon. Probably January. Probably January or so. I'll read it. Maybe. Don't count on it. But. And then my other book I haven't read, but she has read, that she loves. And I love Allie Hazelwood's writing. I've read only one of her books, but
I think this one's better.
I reread Love Hypothesis. I want to say 20 times. I don't know. On my phone, on my Kindle. Whenever I'd want to fall asleep, I'd be like, I'd read that. So, hot take, anyway. But it's Love Theoretically. It came out this year, and I want to read it. It seems really fun. The fake dating in it. I'm a hoe for fake dating. Marriage of Convenience, too.
This isn't fake dating in the way that you're a hoe for fake dating.
Well,
But it is a very good book.
I love some drama. So,
There's plenty of drama. Oh my gosh.
I love the banter, so.
Mine, I want to read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. She loves it. A lot of people love it.
Powerless.
That book, and I want to read Throne of the Fallen.
I bought this when it first came out, like the first day. Anyway. That's why, like, the spine is so, like, beat.
Yeah.
You
see
have
the old cover.
I know. I love it, though. I love it. I love the pink.
The purple. She doesn't like the new pink as much.
I hate hardcover, too, so I got this in time. But anyway, you can talk about it.
I don't know what else to say about it. I don't know a whole lot about it, other than what I know.
And what I told her.
Yeah, but I am looking forward to reading that, because everybody says it's so cute.
So good. The steam, like the, whatever
it's not steamy, but it's, like, angsty, right?
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So that or Throne of the Fallen, because I've heard that is really good, too. Yeah. And I like adult fantasy, and I think Powerless is YA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I guess.
They say it's YA. But we'll see.
They don't even kiss.
Right.
So. Come here.
One over here.
Come here.
Okay. Good boy. Anywho, the next question. My most anticipated release for the second half of the year.
Okay. Yours is Ruthless Vows.
Mine is Ruthless Wow. Ruthless Vows, the Divine Rival sequel, and yours is?
Yeah. I was very excited for Iron Flame.
But you're not looking forward to anything else this year? No. That's coming out. Okay.
No. Yeah, I was looking forward to Iron Flame. I haven't read, like, Divine Rivals. That's why I wouldn't say that one. But I was very excited for this.
Me too, but
you know, and maturity gets to all of us, I guess, so.
We won't go into that again. But we will, because the next question is biggest disappointment of the year.
I just put it down.
Iron Flame for both of us.
Yeah.
For many reasons. It was so, like, our most anticipated thing
and
ever.
We thought it would be exactly how Fourth Wing was, just a continuation.
Yeah, like the vibes of Fourth Wing, and it wasn't.
But this was just all world building, and their relationship was really annoying. Mm-hmm. It was good.
Her internal monologue the whole time was about their relationship and her insecurities and
just break up.
And none of the characters are fully fleshed out, like how they should be.
That's what I've been telling her.
Yeah. Like the more we sit with it, the longer we've been away from it, the more upset I feel.
And I'm annoyed that you're relying, like...
Basically, everything that happened in Fourth Wing, by the end of it, you have these questions, and you're excited for them to go further in depth on this stuff. And it felt like she didn't fully flesh things out. And I think that has to do with some editing errors. I overall liked the idea of the book. I liked a lot of things that happened plot-wise, but I thought it was way too long. And I thought... the communication issues could have been solved.
It literally is a 28-hour book. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Is it ever that serious?
And I've been seeing a lot of book talk people that are still reading it, or they've been reading it since it came out.
Yeah.
That's wild. And these people fly through books normally, so I don't know. It's just
you can't fully say that you love it.
Yeah, I don't love that book. I don't even want to reread it for a while.
And that's what makes me so sad, is because Fourth Wing is so rereadable. It's so surface level. And that book, I appreciate going into fantasy more, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you need to keep your romance with the same, or split them. Like, what's it called? The conflict between them was annoying to me.
So, yeah, that's just my biggest gripe.
Maybe that's just us, like, but yeah. It was annoying to us. But if the relationship was a little bit more, I get that they're in their 20s. But it's like, I don't even act like that, and I'm not even 20 yet. Like,
I'm in my 20s. I didn't act like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It rubbed me the wrong way. I was like,
It did. We were just...
Okay. So I was skipping through some of the stuff, and I was like, not skipping, but I was skimming. I was just a little annoyed.
You were like, I don't care.
Like, you have stuff to do. You have to go. What are we doing? I don't know. But I didn't completely dislike the book.
Right.
It's definitely a 4-star. It's still good.
I think if the next book continues in the same way that this does, I don't know if it'll be something I'd want to continue reading.
Right.
Because I felt like Fourth Wing, that was like a totally different book compared to this book.
I wouldn't want to say 180, but it's like a 90-degree angle.
It felt at least like a 180.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just not that great to us. Here's all.
I know. The Viscount Who Loved Me. And I'll just say this, that like the show did a really good job conflict was just way better in the show. Like, the whole sister trope, like, oh my god. He likes my sister, or is courting my sister, but then is in love with the older sister, right? And this, it's not the same at all. Like, they have to get married. It's pretty much just very quick. I read this on vacation, though, in a car. So, I don't know. I liked it enough. I thought it was fine. It was a 3-star. It was kind of disappointing because I had the expectation of the show, but
right.
Don't set yourself up with the expectations of what other writers have done. Like, this is just what... And people I know on TikTok have said, you know, like, it's not going to be the same. It's not the same. Like, they do use different tropes in the show. So, right. I'm not too disappointed, but I was expecting something different, and I got something different. So,
right.
I just didn't love this one as much as I thought I would, but anyway.
Okay, number 6, the biggest surprise for the year. Mine would be, like, the Love Hypothesis, Love Theoretically, basically Allie Hazelwood books. Mm-hmm. Or even the Chestnut Springs books, because I didn't think... I read ACOTAR last year, and that's basically all I read. And I decided that now that I've read fantasy, there's no going back from here. Fantasy romance, the stakes are so high. Like, how can you go back to a romance novel and have the same level of, like, stakes? I don't know how else to put it. And then I just decided that I was in kind of a rut. Like, there was nothing helping me get out of my fourth wing bubble and all that. Mm-hmm. And she gave me one of the books to read.
I said, read The Love Hypothesis. I really love it.
Right.
I don't know if you'll love it, but
I just really read Love Theoretically. And she was like, you'll love this book then if you like that book. I'm like, okay. Then I read that. And then I ended up reading The Chestnut Springs. And I decided that romance is still good.
It's still for me.
It's still for me, but I do prefer fantasy romance. But those books did surprise me. I had no idea I was going to like those.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
Mine, my biggest surprise of the year. I know I've read all the Throne of Glass except for the last 3. But anyway, not really, but whatever. My biggest surprise of the year is Queen of Shadows. I just remember... What was it? Anyway, I just remember... Like, when I first started it, I was like, oh my god, all the drama is going to be so good in this book. And it was. Like, as soon as she... Just what happens with Selena/Aelin. Like, whatever happens with her in this book, like, I just remember loving everything. Like, the reaction to the ending, the last 100 pages. It was so good. And she really knows how to write an ending. That's what I'll say. She gets you by the neck.
If only she knew how to write the middle.
And the beginning.
beginning.
Her beginnings aren't that bad. Anyway, I'm not trying to go on that again. Mm-hmm. But it was very fun to read. I don't know. I just loved everything that happened in it. Like, stuff with Rowan. Rowan, so, like, he's like deadass like Reese. But just change to Rowan. But he's fun. He's just blonde. Yeah. People literally showed we'll put it up. Comparison of Reese and Rowan. It's just him with the tattoo here.
Right.
But he's just a vibe. He was really good in this book. Mm-hmm. He was in this book. Like, I just loved all the storylines except for Kale. I loved all the point of views. You know, it was just... I can't go into it because it's so far into the series, but I loved Queen of Shadows. I guess when I gave 5 stars as well. I just remember it flying through it. And I loved it. Anyway.
Favorite new author? Debut to you? Debut or new to you? Favorite new author? Mine was... I'm pretty sure it was this one. Yeah, Rachel Gillig. Mm-hmm. Rachel Gillig, One Dark Window. To think that this is her first book, that's amazing. I can't wait to read more stuff from her. She did so good with her first 2 books. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is my favorite author of the year, debut. Right. What would you say? This one?
My favorite?
Powerless or...
Yeah, I'd say Rachel's Gillig. I about to say Zegler. Or Lauren Roberts. But I watched her write this book for 2 years on TikTok. And I just remember being like... I followed this other author who was writing a book as well. You know, I guess I was on author TikTok or whatever. And I was so excited because she was saying, like, it's going to be like the Hunger Games. It's going to be like Red Queen. I never read Red Queen, but anyway. And it's going to have all these tropes. And I remember her she like put up her talking, like, some of the quotes from her book. And I was like, it's going to be so good. And then I remember watching her being like, guys, it's up on Amazon, but it keeps crashing, you know, da da da. And I remember her posting like, it went to number 4 on Amazon, like above Prince Harry, I think, his spar book. And then, like, I remember trying to buy it. I bought it when it was like $20 or whatever, and then she got them to lower the price because it was so expensive and people were complaining. But it is the first edition of it, and I just remember
pride in them.
Mhm. I just remember people like going in her comments and being like, "Oh my god, I just read all of it," like on the Kindle version. And I was like, ah. I just love watching her write it, and I just love this book. And I think it's a fun like fantasy romance if you're looking for some angst. So I've loved watching her write. So
number 8, newest fictional crush. Go first.
Rowan. Homeboy shows up in her. This book sucked. When I say sucked, I mean sucked. Like, it felt so slow. Whatever. It's air fire. I won't go into it. But I did love just the stuff he did in this book. You know, it was really humbling for our girl, Selena. You know, she really got put on her ass a couple of times. And I live for that, you know. He was a whole vibe, you know. He was, you know, the enemies to lovers, if you will. And I'm here for it. But I didn't like this book, but I love Rowan. He's Reese made over. I guess the OG
fictional
crush. I
guess
Reese is Rowan.
Yeah, Reese and
he's later, but
she wrote him later. Crush.
She wrote him later.
I know.
So Rowan's the OG.
Think about that.
Think about that.
That's true.
But yeah, I love Rowan. Anyway.
Mine's gonna be Zayden from 4th Wing.
Not anymore.
Not anymore so much. He was my crush all year long until Iron Flame. So, newest favorite character.
Well, he isn't new to me because of the show, but I still got the book. I haven't finished it. Don't clock me right now. But I did start it. Then I had to read all these books for Emma that she wanted me to read because she distracted me. And I was in school, so I was a little busy, you know. Did I gag you?
No, I'm like, put it on me then, okay.
Well, I stopped reading this because you were like, read 4th Wing, and I was like, fine.
No, you were reading Magnolia Parks then.
Oh, shit, I read Magnolia.
Yeah.
That too, I haven't even... Anyway, I read more books than I thought. Anyway, my favorite, what is the tag?
New character.
Favorite new character? Colin. I love Colin and Penelope. Penelope, sorry, both.
I love your fictional crush.
That's right. And Rowan. Oh. Put Colin with Rowan. I love Colin. But I love Penelope. I think she's such a queen, you know. She knows what she's doing and she likes to talk shit. I do too. I mean, she likes to talk crap and I do too. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And she just slays all the time. And I may just be talking strictly from the show POV, but I love her in the book so far. Maybe I'll hate her at the end. I'm just kidding. But I just haven't finished it. I was reading other stuff for you. And then I read Powerless, and then I read... But I will go back to it. I was listening to the audiobook in the shower. I was listening to the audiobook from Spotify. I was like, oh crap, yeah, there's audiobooks on Spotify. You know, everybody knows that now. I was reading the carriage scene in the shower. I'm trying to listen. I didn't think it'd be anything, but it was.
It was like, that scene.
I was like,
it was so loud.
Gagged. I was. No, I stopped it before. Okay, I was in the shower. I ended my shower, you know, because I was done. I ended up the perfect time because a minute later, stuff went crazy. Yeah. But Penelope, I love Penelope and I love Colin. That's all I have to say, really.
Okay. Book that made you cry. None for her. For me, it was...
But if we're going to talk crying in general, Duplicity.
Okay.
I mean, Duplicity really was like...
I'm talking about crying. I've teared up in certain books this year. Like, you've teared up in a book this year. I know you have.
What?
4th Wing?
No. Oh, I teared up in Cry on Midnight.
What about Assassin's Blade?
Oh, that too. I don't think I teared up for him. I teared up for Crown of Midnight.
What you did? You were like, I was so sad.
I was.
So use that as your book. Book that made you cry.
Okay, those.
Assassin's Blade and what?
Crown of Midnight.
Crown of Midnight. Not literally cry, but she teared up. This book made me cry.
The Dead Ringer.
I can't get it. There you go. Two Twisted Crowns. This book made me cry. Don't know why. Don't know why it made me cry. Honestly, I don't really cry in books. It's wild. I've teared up in so many books this year. Like just like like teary eyed, but never like a tear. Like, are you kidding me? That was crazy. Anyway, books that made you happy. For me, it was Fourth Wing. Again, that book made me so happy. I was obsessed with it.
Yeah, I thought it was
my personality all year, probably.
Same.
Yours too. Like, we were so.
Fourth Wing was that girl, but
who knew our world would be here? Like,
it's really humbling.
It is humbling to see how we were 2 months ago, even a month ago.
Like making videos.
We were so excited.
We'll drop everything.
Buying t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever.
Yeah.
Everything. To be this disappointed now.
Hashtag Team Imogen.
We've got, it's like the Tamlin tattoo, except it's different. But that's what it feels like to me. It's like we've gotten a Tamlin tattoo, but now we wear this stuff and we're like, wish I could go back to that time when that felt the most happy. What was your most happy book?
Fourth Wing.
It was? Okay. Number 12. Most beautiful book you bought this year.
I would say My Girl's Heart's Topper. I just love the comics. I think they're so cute. That's that one. And then here's volume 2. And yes, I did watch the show and I love it. I love that show. Literally, that was my personality ever since it's come out. Young Royals as well. I love Young Royals. But Heartstopper. Oh, I'm talking about the book cover. I love that book cover. I think it's so cute. It really represents like what's inside. I don't know. Like they're so cute on the front. Okay. Iron Flame.
Iron Flame.
It's underneath.
I do think this is a very pretty cover.
The dust jacket.
Yeah.
I love how shiny it
the
is.
map and stuff on the inside. I think that's really cool. I don't know. She did a really good job with these.
Or her publishing company.
Oh, gee, give me a soda.
I have you water.
Oh yeah, it's over there. Or somewhere.
Anyway,
yeah, I think that's the prettiest book. I buy everything on Kindle or get everything on Kindle.
But she bought this for me.
But I did buy that book, so I would say that's the prettiest. Or the Chestnut Spring series, I think.
The pastel covers.
They're so pretty.
Ones.
Okay, number 13 is, what books do you need to read before the end of the year?
For me, I need to read Empire of Storms.
Tower of Dawn. Kingdom of Ash.
The silence. The crickets. But I do need to read.
Finish it.
I need to finish this. I'm 64% through or something. 70. Actually, I don't remember. It's on my Kindle. I've been reading more on Kindle. But I stopped this book, as you guys, if anybody cares, knows, to read One Dark Window. But I do need to finish this Two Twisted Crowns by the end of the year. I'm assuming I'll finish it this week. So
Probably
catch the reading vlog. Okay?
Anything else?
Nope. Those are only 2 I'm reading for them.
Okay, I want to finish Check and Mate, like this week, maybe today. I want to finish House of Sky and Breath that I paused reading.
Tell them why.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm just getting really cringed out by her writing. I think the dialogue in that book's so cringy. Mm-hmm. And I'm having a hard time keeping interest in the story, honestly. And I know that it has this amazing
DNF is a DNF. Just say it.
No, I think I'll have to go back to it. I did this with Crescent City. I put it down, and after a month or 2, it came back, and I was like able to fly through it at that point. And that was
Maybe
because
that'll happen with Empire.
That's what happened when I was so disappointed with Iron Flame. I was like, what should I read? And I went back to Crescent City and flew through it. So honestly,
you need something to humble you, and then you go back.
I don't know. Akatar was so good to me, and I just feel like Crescent City's been kind of a disappointment. And I know people love this series.
Will you read Throne of Glass?
And see, Throne of Glass, I did Assassin's Blade, and I did 50+% of Throne of Glass. Now, something about it's just not holding my interest, and it might be the lack of romance. I don't know.
Probably.
It might be, but even then, like, my favorite stuff about Fourth Wing and these other books have not been the romance.
Right.
I think it's the character building that I like. Maybe the world, too. I don't know. I also play video games, and I'm such a mood person. Maybe that's what it is. If I'm in the mood to play this game, I'll want to do that every time in my spare time. Or if I want to do... What else do? That we talk about all the time.
We watch YouTube.
Yeah, but it's usually going to be really heavy into reading. Like, 1 month I'll read... Like, September I read 19 books. And then October I read 3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was really into video games then. Then you also have work and stuff that gets in the way. And taking care of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that. And now also wanting to do YouTube. So you almost have to balance your life around that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I just really struggle. I'm a mood reader. And maybe I'm just not in the mood for those books. And maybe I will be. I'll come back to them. And I cannot... If I force myself to read these books in these bad moods, I'm not going to like them.
Right.
So maybe I'll end up liking it. Like, I ended up giving Crescent City, like, 3.5 stars. And if you'd asked me before, I would put it in, like, 1-star category. So... You know, it all just comes... And I know Crescent City 2 has a great ending. I've heard this. But like I've said before, Sarah J. Maas books, I hate that you have to just read her books for an ending that keeps you hooked. And I don't love the characters in this book at all. It's very male-centered. I don't like the way she says female and male throughout the whole book. It's lacking female friendships in the story. And the main girl character gives off guys-girl energy. And she's kind of a mean girl, in my opinion. And I don't know. I just hate reading that.
It's not a vibe.
It's not my vibe. I'll push through, hopefully. I don't even think the main guy, Hunt, can pull it through for me. I don't really like him either. And somebody told her that they like Hunt more than Reeson, and I just want to know where. Where's the personality? He has none. It feels like he's just... I don't know. We'll see. So I need to finish that book. And Manacled. I want to finish Manacled. I think it'd be good. So, Ruthless Vow, that comes out December 26th. I probably would have finished that before the 31st. Manacled, I don't know. Checkmate for sure. House of Sky and Breath, maybe. And I think that's all the questions. That's all we have. That's it. My most anticipated reads of next year, I don't know yet. Because like I said, I'm a mood reader. I could put them on my want to read and might not read them for a very, very long time.
Right.
There's been nothing like Fourth Wing anticipation for me. At all. Except for the One Dark Window second book that came out, and then Ruthless Vows. I'm really excited for Ruthless Vows. I'm really into the duology thing. I don't know.
Maybe you'd like Sex of Crows.
Maybe. Anywho, yeah, this was fun. I liked it. I'm excited to look back at this in a couple months and see if I've done it all, any of the anticipated reads.
It's just crazy seeing, like, reflecting on a whole year, because I was in school the whole half of this year, and I just remember telling Emma I graduated, I was like, oh my god, I can read so much more. And I have, like, I've read a lot of books, like, on my ground right now. Like, I've read multiple of them. And I've read a lot of the Throne of Glass books. I'm very proud of myself. I was reading those back to back to back. I think I read, like, 4 of them in 1 month, and I felt very proud of myself.
That was October, because we were filming videos.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to look back on this in my time of life. And just see, like,
do you regret reading these books? Do you look forward? Like, was it a waste of your time?
But, like,
I don't know.
Something like that, I'll never regret. You know what I mean?
Never.
That book was literally life-altering. Anyway.
That is fine. Anyway.
So, thank you for watching today's video. Happy Vlogmas Day 5. You know, we're still at the grind, you know, every single day. We're trying to pre-film, so we work the rest of the week. So,
yeah.
But, we'll see you,
comment, subscribe.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.